All right, what's up, guys? Here we are live with my mentor, Big Lou. So who's Big Lou? This guy actually got me into crypto back into 2017. Actually, where it was his friend Javier that got me into crypto, and Javier helped me make money, and he just told me whatever Big Lou said. So long story short, Big Lou and I connected, and Big Lou is right here. And today's episode, we're going to pretty much talk about what to expect into the 2022, crypto market, and what is Big Lou's insight. What did he, by reading the technical analysis, what did he believe was going to happen, and what changed because of the charts changed, and what does he believe exactly? What is going to happen? What is his strategy? And so, if what would you share for people that are listening that have just that there's a diversified portfolio, and they don't know what to do and what to prepare for 2022? What advice would you give them?
Oh man, well, Brian, look, I'm so glad to be with you again on another interview, man. I love being on an interview with you. Well, having a diversified portfolio is crucial. Unless you're working with limited funds, um, and you believe in one or two plays that are solid, you've done your research, you love them, you feel comfortable, you believe in that platform, then you could keep your portfolio really tight. But if you can diversify your portfolio, that's always a plus. I mean, that's very safe. And in the crypto world, you're going to start noticing that a lot of platforms that you thought were going to make it aren't going to make it, because the competition is getting really, really hard, and there's going to be a lot of good platforms to choose. But I think when we start moving here, when more adoption starts coming, a lot of these blue chip type tokens are going to be like the key players in the industry. And it's not to say that mid tier, low cap type plays aren't going to make it, but so you have to consider all of that, in when diversifying your portfolio. And I can tell you some top blue chip plays are like Solana. You got XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum are all blue chip plays. And go down the line. You got Cardano. All of these are like top 100, top 50, top 20. So definitely diversification is important. And I would even, Brian, I'm telling you, I'm getting into NFTs, and I'm loving the NFT market. It's a totally different market to get in on, but it's a very interesting market. So definitely I would even venture into the NFT market, because NFT metaverse is like, it's growing pretty strong.
What would you say is okay if you lost everything and you had to start all over again? What would be your top whatever amount of picks that you feel is safe to make you $1 million in 2022? And
Oh
what
man,
and what are the exit and what are the exit
you know what I'm
targets?
going to say.
And what are the exit targets for? Yeah.
Okay, you know what I'm going to say, right? Okay, so my first pick, and you know the answer, but I'm going to tell. I'm going to read your mind. You know what I'm talking about. If I had no money and I had to get back into the space, I would get some KIN, okay?
Yes.
Because Kin, look, Kin is relatively has been stuck in this 70, 80, $90 per million range for a very long time. But as soon as Bitcoin starts to move higher, um, you know, I really believe Kin is going to follow suit. Now that we are. Maybe we can talk about that later. But as far as the expanding cycle theory, okay.
Right.
But if I had to choose, I would choose Kin because Kin is still very affordable. Kin is still oversold, right? So we are still about more than 10 times below the high of 2018. So Kin is extremely oversold. So it has a lot of upside potential, and the Kin platform is continuing to build. They're building their platform. They're adding more features. They're getting on more exchanges. Now they're on Qcoin, which is a top 5 tier exchange right now. So now it's not going to be crazy to think of Kin getting on Coinbase or Binance. I mean, that is a very that can happen. That will happen actually. It's just a matter of time. So I would have to say Kin.
Okay. Now, would you say the exit targets would be what would it be and
Oh, okay.
when?
So okay, so I am still holding to what I've been saying for the last couple of months and years. On the low side, I think half a penny, right?
Mm-hmm.
Middle ground, about a penny, and on the high end, depending where the Bitcoin blow off top is, right? Because the blow off top, the peak, I believe is going to be over 200,000. But because we're going a little bit longer in this cycle, Brian,
Right.
which because we've talked about it before, because we're going a little bit longer in the cycle, if Bitcoin goes to 500,000, which is not hard to believe, this could really happen. You have a lot of institutional money, big names out there, like ARK Investments, and you've got other what's the other ones? I forgot the name. It starts with a P, but anyhow, a lot of these institutional investors that came from Wall Street that are now heavy in Bitcoin, they are predicting, or they have been predicting, a $400,000 Bitcoin. Of course, they may have been predicting a little too early because the cycle is going a little bit further out now. So they might be right because since we're going a little bit further out, if Bitcoin hits 500,000, look, I don't see why Kin can't be at a penny. And if you look at a penny valuation for Kin, okay, you're looking at, right? So let's do the math, right? So they've got I think they have 1.6 trillion tokens in circulation. Let's see. All right, so if they get up to 1 penny, that will put them at a valuation of 16 billion. Let me see. Hold on a second. Yeah, that's right. 16 billion divided by 1.6 trillion. Billion, trillion. Yeah, that's right. So for them to get up to 16 billion, I mean, that's a very achievable. I mean, look at the top 100 cryptos on CoinMarketCap, right? I mean, let's look at the market cap of some of these. Okay, so of course Bitcoin's 900 billion, right? You go down. What's at 13 billion? Crypto.com, that's number 16. Binance, 14 billion, number 15. So it's not as Bitcoin and the rest of the market goes higher in value, a $16 billion market cap valuation is not hard to achieve for a platform like Kin that is really doing something that no other platform is doing. And that is, helping companies monetize the better monetization for their advertising and all that, because of how they're structuring their platform. So those are my price ranges. I don't think they changed, really. It's just a waiting game. It's just, you got to be patient.
Do you think? Now I know you were saying that January. What do you think is going to happen in January? The crypto market.
Hmm. Well, look, right now, so if the expanding cycle theory that Nicholas Burton on Data Dash is proposing, if it is correct, right? Because I've heard of Benjamin Cohen. You've heard of Benjamin Cohen, right? He's an engineer. He's great with numbers.
I think so. Yeah.
Benjamin Cohen. I think his YouTube channel is called The Cryptoverse, I believe. They're both touting this longer cycle for Bitcoin, and so far, it's looking like we're going that route, because we should right now have been at 200, getting close to a blow-off top with Bitcoin going into January possibly. That's not happening. So, and we're not in a bear market. So January could be the month where things kind of start turning around, because Bitcoin is still in this unknown area. It's still kind of retracing a little bit. I mean, look, we're going down today again, right? We're down to 47. I mean, Bitcoin could go back down to 42. Could we go down to 38,000? Very possibly. So if the cycle pattern is lengthening, is going further out, it's okay for Bitcoin to drop to 42, maybe 35, maybe 38,000. It's okay, because that would be a normal flow in the chart for Bitcoin if we were going further out. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm really, really thinking that January is probably going to be a very bullish month for Bitcoin. And one thing to look at also is XRP. XRP is possibly, not a guarantee, but it's very possible that the SEC trial with XRP could be over with by the end of January. Irregardless, it doesn't matter if they get fined or they win, whatever. SEC is probably going to win because they never lose, right? Irregardless, once this case is over, XRP is going to start moving higher. XRP could be the catalyst for the market. So XRP starts moving higher, crypto will gain confidence, and Bitcoin's going to move higher as well. I think January is going to be an interesting month. It's going to be an interesting month.
Now, if all the stars align, where January will be a crazy month where things starts pumping, okay? I mean, honestly, how much time do you think we have to accumulate Kin before it reaches a half a penny? Because I want to be able to buy more Kin. And
Yeah,
what is the worst case scenario, best case scenario, as far as the time frame we have to buy Kin?
Well, the worst case scenario is that, the truth, Brian, is nobody knows. Nobody really knows. All we have is speculation, right? So, and of course, we have something of a pattern to go off with Bitcoin, right? So we know that Bitcoin has a blow-off top. It has a peak in its cycle. We know that for a fact. The issue that we're running against here is, when is that coming in 2022? We don't know. Some are saying November, which is beta dash. Benjamin Cohen is also saying the end of 2022. But you have some people that are saying, it could happen earlier. It could happen in June. We don't know. We could get ready for it because we'll see it happening. So it's hard to say. Worst case scenario, I don't know, maybe the end of the first quarter, Bitcoin tries to hit its peak, and that's it. Once Bitcoin hits its peak, pretty much soon after that, the market is coming down. So I guess I guess the best way to do this, Brian, is just buy whatever you can, whenever you can, and accumulate. Irregardless of where the price of kin is, just accumulate. Don't worry about it. If you're going to do $50 a week, $100 a week, a couple of $100 a week, whatever it is, or every now and then for whatever you can, go ahead and do it. We don't know. We don't know. So it's kind of hard to nail that.
Right. But like you're like 100% or 1,000% sure it will by knowing that there's no guarantees, but just if you could just talk to yourself, right? You're like 1,000% sure. Worst case scenario, sometime 2022, even it's December, it at least has to hit a half a penny.
I would say worst case scenario for kin, it would hit at least half a penny sometime at the before or the end, or before or prior to the peak for Bitcoin, yes, or after the peak for Bitcoin. It depends, because usually what happens is Bitcoin hits the peak. It has a blow off top, right? It has that blow off top, and then the money goes from Bitcoin to altcoins. Now, that's normally what's been happening. We don't know if that's going to be the same thing now because things are changing now. We're going a little bit further out. So what's going to happen now? Are the alts going to peak first and then Bitcoin peaks afterwards? We don't know. But we'll be ready because we'll be able to see it live, right? So irregardless, yes, I think the worst case scenario, maybe half a penny. Because think about it, even if kin hits half a penny, that is still 4 times or 3 times its previous high of 2018. So once kin gets to a quarter and a half, or 1/10 of a penny, a little over 1/10 of a penny in value,
Mm-hmm.
it only needs to 3 times from that to get up to half a penny. And that is very, very doable. I don't see that as not achievable. So I would say worst case scenario, half a penny at least. So basically what that means is that for every $81 that you put in right now, you'll be able to make about $500. And that's not, well, no, I'm sorry. You'll be able to do more than that. You'll be able to make, for every $81 you put in now, you'll be able to make $5,000.
That's correct. I actually calculated it. $100 in kin right now, you would have 1,238,343 tokens. If you sell it at half a penny, you would profit $6,191.
Yeah. So let's say you have if you want to make $1 million, let me see, 1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Divided by, let's say, 1 million divided by the current price right now, which is 81, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 81. So you need to buy about 12 million kin right now. So 12 million kin is going to cost you, I'm sorry, hold on a second. 12 million kin is going to cost you $972. So let's say you don't have $1,000 right now, but let's say you have $200. So 900, say $1,000 divided into, let's say, 3 months. So every month, if you put $333 and tin is staying at that price, under $100 per million, you can reach 12 billion kin within 3 months.
Yeah.
I think that's very doable. Now, for somebody that doesn't have 300 per month, I don't know, maybe you could get extra jobs here and there and save the money somehow. You can. I mean, if I could make $1 million off of $1,000 investment, I'm going to try my hardest to get that $1,000. Whatever
Yeah.
I can to get that $1,000 to get to $1 million, possibly once kin hits half a penny. I think is a very worthwhile effort.
Yeah. Now, when you said Ken will hit a half a penny, then a penny is more of like a 50-50 kind of thing, right?
A penny is, put it this way, it depends, Brian. If let's say, for example, Bitcoin is $100,000 away from hitting its peak, and kin is at half a penny, very, very likely we're going to go higher. I mean, I can almost guarantee you, because the momentum is going to be there for the market. Kin is not going to stay at half a penny if Bitcoin still has $100,000 left to go for a blow off top. So yeah, I would say it all depends where Bitcoin is in getting close to that cycle top, and that's how you can kind of gauge how much more wiggle room Kin might have to go to the upside.
Now, I know you did tell me you're like, well, you told me, hey, Brian, I actually sold some money because of personal reasons. Do you think you were kind of afraid because, like, well, I don't know, because I'm thinking to myself, wow, if Big Lou is really confident, why would he take profit? You know?
Well, you mean like selling Kin? You mean?
Yeah, I think you did
Yeah,
sell some profit about a month ago, right? And you're like,
I did. I actually, what I did, Brian, was overall in my portfolio, I sold a little bit of everything, and I'll tell you why. Okay, because we're entering this expanding cycle theory. This is new for us. We don't know what's going to happen here. So I told my wife, look, let's get some things in order. Let's pay down some debt, and we're not going to touch the rest of our portfolio. And that's what we did. And I had to sell a little bit, not too much of my kit, because I still have a pretty good amount. Not like I used to. I used to have like 12 billion in,
yeah,
and I think now we have a little over 9 billion. So it's we did sell some, but not all of it, right? We still have a big bag of kin, and I'm not touching that. But I did have to sell some Cardano. I had to sell some kin. I had to sell some other tokens so that we could pay off some debt that we had, and we were able to bless my mother-in-law and my father-in-law. We paid off their house in full. So we did some good stuff with a little bit of money off the market. But whatever I have left in the market, I'm not touching. I've got I've got my XRP position. I got my kin position, and I've got Sologenic, which is tied into XRP, and some other plays. I've got, and I'm, so we're not touching that because I believe that we're going for a blow off top. If we don't go for a blow off top or a peak in Bitcoin, and we totally miss this, and we're starting to go into a bear market, I'm going to have to readjust and see what we do. But I don't see that coming.
now if Bitcoin he reaches his all-time high, let's say at the end of this year, November. So what do you think the next bull run will be in 2027?
Well, we thought the next bull run was going to be 2025 because remember, we were basing it off of the 4-year cycle for Bitcoin, right? You have the Bitcoin halving, and then after the Bitcoin halving, Bitcoin goes on a bull run the next year, and then you have a bear cycle after that bull run. The problem that we have now, the challenge that we have now is because Bitcoin is now going a little bit further out in the cycle, maybe 2025 is not going to be the next bull run. It could be 2026 now.
Yeah.
It could be the middle of 2027. We don't know because from the data, if this expanding cycle theory is correct, every cycle top is going to be a little bit further out. So it's kind of hard to say now. It was supposed to be 2025, but maybe it's going to be 2026 now. I don't know.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of time. Once we see when the bear market starts, that's going to be a good indication of, okay, this is the time where you don't want to get in. You want to let the market settle down, sell off completely, and then start looking at what are the possibilities going into the next bull run. And that's going to be exciting to do, you know.
Right. So, do you think Ken will reach 3 cents in the next bull run, 2025, 26?
I don't see why Ken can't be at 6 cents, 6 cents, and I could be really lowball with that.
Right.
By the time the next bull run comes in, Ken is going to be on Binance. Ken is going to be on every major exchange. So, could Ken hit 3 cents, 6 cents? Very, very, very likely. But then you have to factor in how much more Ken is going to be released into the market because right now there's 1.6 trillion tokens in circulation. So the Ken Foundation or maybe Kik, who owns 3 trillion tokens, we don't know how much of those tokens are going to end up getting into the circulation pond, cycle or pool. So that could affect the price a little bit, but I think the further out we go, I think 6 cents is very achievable for Ken. I still think it's very conservative.
Wow. So 12 million of that at 6 cents, that would be 720,000. Yeah. So
How much would that be?
720K for 12 million Kens if you sell it at 6 cents.
Oh no, that should be more than that. Let me see. So 12 million times 6. Oh yeah, 720,000. So what were we calculating? Okay. So that's true. So a million. Right. Yeah. So 720,000 at 6 cents. So we were calculating a million. If a million to get $1 million divided at the current price, you would need. Oh, my bad. Yeah, we did that calculation wrong the first time. We did something wrong. So if I had 12 million Ken times a penny or half a penny, that would be $60,000. I'm sorry. I was off on my numbers there. So 12 million Ken, right? I think you tried to tell me that, Brian. I'm sorry. 12 million Ken at half a penny is 60,000. Yeah, so 12 million Ken times cents would be 360,000. So right, $720,000 at 6 cents. If you put in 12 times 81 would be like close to $1,000. Yeah, so basically $1,000 can get you 60,000 if when King hits half or a penny. Is that right?
Right, right. Okay, so could you give me, since we probably only have a couple minutes left. I know you gotta go.
Or half a penny. Half a penny. I'm sorry. Yeah. I've got just a couple more minutes. I gotta get something for my
Yeah.
work.
Could you give me a breakdown of? I know you mentioned other coins like, you know, another coin that's underneath Solana and all that. Just give me like an overview. Like, okay, Ken, I already said a half a penny to a penny. Now XRP, this is my prediction: low end, high end. Solana, low end, high end, and like break down all the coins that you know that you've done your research. Whether if it's like, well, I used to invest into this, but not anymore. But here are my predictions. That just give us your top favorite ones that you'd like to
Okay.
mention.
Okay. Can I just give you the tokens that I'm invested in?
Yeah, sure.
And okay, so of course, Kin, you know that XRP. After this SEC, XRP could go between $10 and $300 by the end of the cycle, right?
Sure.
And I know that's a pretty big margin, but XRP may only hit 30 something dollars, maybe 50, but there's a channel that XRP is following, and it's respecting this channel, and it's been within this channel since 2017. And if it respects the top of this channel by the end of this cycle, you could see XRP over $300. So XRP is a very, very good play. There's one called TrueBit, TrueBit. TrueBit, it's a protocol that helps blockchain scale, and so TrueBit is made to help Ethereum scale with their version 2 that they're coming out with, right? So TrueBit is something to look at. It's only 51 cents right now, but TrueBit has some serious upside potential. They have a low token circulation, so that's always good. You've also got Kadena, Kadena. KDA is the symbol.
Okay.
Kadena is competing against Solana, and Kadena is backed by the founders. Actually, came from big money. I'm talking about I don't know if it's J.P. Morgan or one of these huge banks. They decided to build their own decentralized layer 1 solution that will compete with Solana, Cardano, Ethereum, blah, 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 right? So Cadena's very, very good. I think very good to keep on your radar. I think they will be able to do about 400 transactions per second, where Solana only does between 50 and 60 per second. So Cadena's serious competition against Solana, and they're only like $13 right now. So Kadena could go anywhere over $100, $200, by the end of the cycle, maybe even higher, right? Solana is also a good play. Solana could get up to $1,000 easy at the end of the cycle. Sologenic is a type of layer 1 solution that is built on the Ripple protocol. They're built on the XRP ledger, and very interesting project. They're only $1.40, but they could easily go over $100. One of the things they're trying to do is tokenize everything that has value. Like say, for example, stocks. They're trying to bring the stock market into a tokenized system with Sologenic. So you'll be able to buy Amazon, Tesla, all these stocks on their platform. It's a decentralized platform, and it's cool. You'll be able to buy fractions of stock. You know, if you can't afford $1,000 Amazon price, or I don't know what the price of Amazon is, you could buy a fraction of it, which is going to be really cool. Sologenic is going to be doing that, and they're going to be working on NFTs and all this stuff. So pretty interesting platform, and of course Cardano. Cardano is one of my favorites. So yeah, I mean those are some pretty cool plays. You know, there's another one too. It's ADAX, ADAX, which is a decentralized type of Uniswap for the Cardano protocol, for Cardano platform. They're probably going to be a good play too. I think they're like 65 cents right now, and they haven't launched yet, so still very early stages with ADAX, ADAX, and that's about it, Brian.
Well, you did mention Shinobi. Remember that one?
Oh, Shinobi, yeah, Shinobi's a pretty well. That's a high risk though. That's very, very high risk.
Yeah.
So is Saitama. Saitama and Shinobi are on my high risk plays. And Saitama's actually doing pretty good. But Shinobi, what I like about Shinobi is the fact that they're building out their own blockchain, which they're calling Kusari blockchain.
Mm-hmm.
There is no other meme token basically trying to achieve this. And the fact that Shinobi is trying to achieve this is quite impressive, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Saitama won't even try to build their own blockchain because they say it's too complicated. Well, the thing about Shinobi is that Cliff Fettner, who's the founder, is also a developer. He's also a coder. And so he's got a team where they want to build a Kusari blockchain for Shinobi. I think that's pretty impressive. So I think long-term, Shinobi will be a good high-risk play. And like I tell everybody, Brian, you know, high risk should be like 2%. Maybe 5%, but 5% is very, very high. If you take 2% of your entire asset portfolio and put it into high risk like Saitama, Shinobi, maybe Shiba, it's good. It's a good risk to have in your portfolio, for sure. You know.
Yeah. Now, I know you said you had Shiba. People are saying that Shiba's gonna hit like 4 cents and stuff. You believe that will happen?
Well, Shiba already is at 4 cents, I believe, or is it 5? I'm not sure. I haven't followed Shiba for a very long time.
Yeah.
But I think it might be at 5. 5 zeros. Oh, you're talking about, 5 cents?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Maybe in 2028?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a hard one, man. Look, community makes these platforms run. And Shiba definitely has a community behind them. So I used to think there was no way that Shiba would get to where it's at right now. Look where it is. So I've been wrong many times. Maybe 3 zeros, 2 zeros, but 1 penny? That is a massive market value, man. That's, I don't know.
What about the NFTs? You said you've been getting into NFTs. So does that mean there's NFT tokens we should buy?
Well, the NFT market is really, really getting big.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe we could talk about that another time, because that is something
All right.
that is very awesome to be in.
Yeah,
so
that's
if I
awesome.
talk about NFTs right now, it's going to take me an hour.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and end this. Thanks. Let me just end this. All right. Thanks a lot, Big Lou, for this, and I will end the show.